What's going on, guys? Welcome to another bonus episode. I'm Jeff.
I'm Justin.
I'm John.
And today we are trying Loose Cannon IPA.
They hop this IPA 3 times in the brewing process, and it's from Clipper City Brewing Company in Baltimore, Maryland. It's an American IPA, and I know you two are probably gonna love this beer. So if you guys are ready, I know they're ready. Let's do it. Let's have some beer.
All right, guys, so Loose Cannon Hop Cube IPA. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Shot.
Wow. So they use over 3 pounds of hops in each batch that they do. And they do it in 3 different stages. That's why they call it Hop Cube. It's in the brew kettle, in the afterton, and then dry hopped as well. And you can taste it all throughout this. It is a hop bomb. It is a bitter, bitter, hoppy goodness beer. But it's also not that strong though.
See, for me, to be honest with you, I'm getting a lot more malts than I'm getting hops.
Same.
My guess is because it's triple hopped, they had to try to balance it out with the malts. And so there's a strong malt presence. You do get the bitterness in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bitter pretty much throughout, and I mean, it's still lingering on my tongue for quite a bit, but from aroma to actual body, lingering on my
It's lingering on his tongue.
A lot of things linger on my tongue. Anyways, from the aroma to the body, you're getting mostly malts. It actually tastes like a lot of old world malts, like a lot of older styles. But I like it. It tastes really good. And then that finish is basically the hoppy, bitter finish. It stays on your tongue. It's still there. Still there. What do you think, John?
I gotta agree with Jeff on everything. Like, I'm thinking hop cubed. I'm thinking it's gonna be bitter, but I actually do get like a lot of malts coming in, not as much hops as I was expecting. And like Jeff said, most likely they did that to try to balance some of the flavors out. But I have to say, this is my kind of beer.
We found one!
Malty, bitter. It doesn't have, freaking pineapple, mango, honeydew melon, all that stuff. It doesn't have all of that in it. It's malty, it's hoppy, it's bitter, like it's nice,
It's beer.
Beautiful color. Like it's beer. Yeah, it's beer. So and it's good beer.
Yeah.
It's very good beer.
Well, let's go ahead and start with the scoring now. Justin, you want to start with aroma?
Yeah, let's start with aroma. I mean, the thing is, you don't get a lot of aroma, and maybe it's just me, but I'm not getting it. I have to swirl around a little bit, but I didn't get like a lot of like aromatic flavors. I mean, they say that they dry hopped it, but I mean, you're not getting a lot of hops as you would find in some other beers. So as far as an aroma standpoint, it's rather average. It's like a 6 or a 7. But I think that's the point of this beer. It's not meant to be a very aromatic, smelling like pine and dirt and grass and pineapple and passion fruit and every other flavor underneath the sun. No, it's supposed to be a beer. So going by that, I kind of have to give it like a 6 or a 7 just because that's what it's meant to be. But I mean, you're not getting an aroma. It's more malty and bready than anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, for me, when it comes to the aroma, I definitely get that malty breadiness. Not much hop presence. If it's there, it's extremely subtle. You get a little bit of the toffee, a little bit of caramel.
Yep.
And then, like I said, I'm getting those old world style malts.
You want to be on a ship and prevent scurvy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
Heavy seas.
Yep. Heavy seas, yeah. It's kind of cool because it kind of takes you back a little bit. I don't think that was their intention with this beer, but regardless, I'm trying to score this based on what I'm getting versus what I was expecting. And what I'm getting is actually pretty decent aroma. I would score it a 7. Again, you know, the only reason why I'm saying that is because they are trying to send this off as an IPA, and IPA with a heavy hop presence, and I'm just not getting that. And I'm an IPA guy, so you give me an IPA and I'm smelling mostly malts, I gotta give it a 7. John?
Yeah, so I am totally with Jeff and Justin on this. You know, I mean, hop cubed IPA, like, I am not expecting what I have in my glass.
No.
I'm expecting a hoppy IPA. And truthfully, what I'm getting is actually almost like a malty red in a way.
Yeah.
And so I just don't get the hops that I was expecting. The aroma is nice, like it has toffee. I actually get a small like smell of like brown sugar almost. But it's malty, it's not hoppy. It's not like, if I was to look at this, I would think, oh, hop cubed IPA, awesome, I love IPAs. And I pour it out and I go, this is not. This is not, you know? But it is delicious, which is one of the reasons why we do these beer reviews, so we can pour this stuff out and let you know what you're actually getting out of the bottles. So overall, I would give it a 7. So it's average. It's not
good, it's not great.
You know, if this had said like maybe like a red, or you know, something along those lines,
Like a hoppy red,
yeah, like I would probably go, oh, okay,
or a hoppy old world style beer, something like
something
that.
along those lines. Not
Which heavy seas and even loose cannon, that would still fit perfectly.
absolutely, but hop cubed IPA, it's just not what I'm getting, and for that I have to rate the aroma a 7.
Yeah.
So, but what about taste for you guys?
Yeah, go ahead, Justin.
All right, so for taste, I mentioned right at the beginning that I was getting hops and bitterness, but as the more you drink this, it goes away and you have this really like malty, delicious golden beer that's old world style. I mean, you're not getting as much hops. It's like you get that first bunch of hops right away and then it's gone for the rest of the drink.
Yeah.
It's really intriguing. I wouldn't call it an IPA as far as what we're accustomed to on the West Coast or New England or the Northeast style, but I mean, this would probably be what the sailors had shipped to India.
Yeah.
So it's a traditional style IPA, a very, very traditional style IPA. And for that, I kind of have to give it a 9. Because here's the thing, it's different than everything else that we're having. It's not an American West Coast style IPA. It's not the hazy, juicy stuff that we're having. It's the old school. And you just don't see that every day. And what we've been presented is a very, very good take on that old classic style. And for that, it's delicious. And I can see why the IPA became such a brilliant drink and how it kind of mutated and morphed into the beautiful stuff that we know it as today. But as it stands right now, what's in that bottle is something very delicious and something very old-timey. And I appreciate it. Jeff?
So for me, I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm looking at this beer and I'm expecting a really bitter, hoppy beer. And instead I'm greeted with malts and those old style flavors. And initially a part of me was a little bit disappointed, but now I'm looking at like the last few sips of my glass and I'm actually really excited to finish drinking it. And that tells me that it's good. It tells me that you have to look past the label sometimes when it comes to beer, and you just have to understand that what's in the glass is really what matters. So for that alone, I would also give it a 9. It's got a fantastic malt presence. The bitterness is there. It does linger for me, like past the finish, but it's not overpowering. So I don't feel like my palate is blasted. This is like a trip back in time for me. The way that I'm drinking this beer, it does take me back. I feel like I'm on a pirate ship back in the old world, and they're transporting this beer on their way to India in these old school barrels. I mean, the malts are fantastic in here, and the drinkability is undeniable. This is something that is dangerous for me because I could drink a lot of this. I'm done talking because I want to keep drinking. So, John, go ahead.
So definitely flavor for me, it's delicious. Like I said, this is my kind of beer. In all honesty, if this actually said Red Indian Ale rather than IPA, I would expect what's in my glass more than like what it is now, right? So the label definitely doesn't really go with what I'm drinking, but what I'm drinking is delicious. So it is, yeah, like Jeff said, it takes me back. Like I totally imagine riding on a ship, right, and going through the waves and like transporting this beer and actually getting into a little bit of it while on the ship, right, and enjoying
Yo-ho!
it. That's exactly, and that goes with the label. It goes with the whole thing, right? Yeah. Heavy seas, loose cannon, totally just sells it really well. So, flavor-wise, although my aroma was a 7, because it really wasn't what I was expecting, but flavor, I would give it an 8. It's delicious, it's malty, it has a slight bitterness to it. Yeah, it's a beautiful taste. Beautiful taste from beginning to end.
Yeah.
All right, now most importantly, John, would you buy it again?
Yeah, I would definitely buy this again. So, I would bring this to parties or just keep it for myself.
Yep.
Jeff?
So I would definitely buy this again. It's not going to necessarily be my first choice when I go beer shopping, but if I saw it sitting on a shelf in a 6-pack, it wasn't super expensive, I would definitely go for it. It's a really good beer. I'm trying to think of where I would drink this. If I was on a pirate ship, then I would definitely drink this. If I was going to a Renaissance fair and they had this would be my first choice.
Yeah.
Any experience that I have where maybe it puts me back in time and I'm looking for a beer that takes me back in time the same way, this is definitely the choice. So yeah, I would definitely buy it again. Justin?
All right, my answer is definitely yes, and it's for 2 different reasons. First of all, the thing with Clipper City and Heavy Seas, they donate a portion of every bottle to the Clean Water Fund. So you're helping charity right there. Hashtag brew for a cause. Secondly, it's a tasty beer that you would want to have over and over again. And I know the perfect place you would want to have it. It's at a Baltimore Orioles game. Just imagine you're sitting in the hot, heavy stands. You want a nice IPA, but you don't want something that's going to be overly hoppy and dry you out. You reach for one of these.
I wouldn't be at a Baltimore Orioles game.
How dare you, sir? When in Baltimore. But besides those 2 points, it's a very good beer. It's very delicious. It's different than everything else that you have on the market right now, and it's a nice, refreshing take. It's old, but it's new because of just of everything that we've seen and everything that's new out there. So it's really nice. It's really refreshing, and it's a nice change of pace than everything that you find on the market today.
Yeah. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for this beer review of Loose Cannon. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If there's a beer you would like us to review, make sure you leave it in the comments below. And although our beers are basically empty,
Yeah.
we'll see you next time on Let's Have Some Beer.
Cheers.
Cheers.